Good evening, this is Greenwolf 83 here doing a review on my latest tech device. I call it Greenwolf's Tech. Now, this is something I just got at Big Lots for 50 bucks, and I'm proud to say it was definitely worth it. Now, what you're looking at, you might think is what most people would consider an iPhone or an iPod Touch, but it's not. It's a whole lot simpler. This is the Coby 2.8 Touch Video MP3 player. This device might look like an iPod, but has a lot more figure dimensions, and also is a lot more cheap than the iPod. About $150 cheaper, by the way. Now, the reason I got this instead of an iPod Touch, which everyone says I should have got, I got this because really, I only listen to music, watch videos on regular occasions, and maybe look at a few photos. That's it. Those apps would be nice for like when I'm bored or something. But personally, our school prevents from really having these devices in them. So having a device that has the ability to play miniature games and do all sorts of funny things would just be pointless for where I used my MP3 player the most in my school. Now, in these occasions, there are a few teachers that do allow tech devices in their classroom when we aren't teaching a lesson. Like, they'll let us have them out when we're studying or something. So it's a nice device to have. It has a 4 gig memory, and this is entirely built. Plus a large SD card slot, not a miniature one. At least I don't think it's miniature. Maybe it is. Oh, mini SD. Thought it would be bigger. It mainly relies more on the button interface than the touchscreen interface, but personally you can use both. Personally I do. Now, the dimensions of the thing are rather fattening. It's kind of fat, ugly, but it's a cheaply made device. Now, here's my pros and cons of the device. First, the pros. Now, when I got this device, when I first saw this device in Big Lots, which is a good place to shop if you're looking for decent technology that might have not sold compared to certain devices, at a rather cheap price, so it's nice. I got a lot of my PC games there that are very nice games. Like, a lot of good shooters, actually. Like, I found, actually, the first original Modern Warfare in there for 8 bucks. They had no clue what they were selling. So, I'm going to power this thing up, which is done by holding this button in, right here. So, if I hold it in, and it turns on. And what you might think is an iPod when it turns on, because it looks like an iPod turning on, and then you get all this app stuff. You see these things? These are 9 apps, and these are all you get for your device. There's no way to get more apps on this thing. This thing has the 9 apps that you see here. There's music, video, photos, radio, text, files, calendar, clock, and settings. And these are all you've got. Music, video, and photos are pretty much self-explanatory. Radio will provide FM radio signals, roughly good. There's a lot of static, but personally I've never really gotten an FM radio that works so well. You've got text, which is like for ebooks, I'm guessing, or something, but I don't really. You got your files where all the stuff on your thing is stored. You've got your calendar and clock for time and that. And there's also the clocks right here telling you what time it is. Yet you have the clock right there to update that, I think. And the calendar you have to actually click on to see the date. Why is it they can't just mix those together? I don't know. And then you got settings to play around with certain features. I really don't think there's many features to play around with. Now, what I really like in this device is the speaker. The speaker is amazing. It has great sound performance. This thing is as loud as fuck. This thing is just loud. You can't get a better sound. This thing beats my friend whose MP3 player cost him $175. His speaker was being outdone by my $50 speaker. And let me show you. So if I go into music and select one song like Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer, and this is only 75% of the way on high, and I've got no headphones, so it should work with the speaker only. Alright, so that was a speaker demo, and it's also got a headphone jack for putting in headphones if you're going to listen to yourself. Now, 4 gigs has gotten me 150 songs so far and about 12 photos that are really nice photos, and the photo quality is actually quite decent. And I haven't checked out videos yet, so we'll see how that works. Maybe I'll post this video on here, I don't know. Well, that's pretty much on it. Now, about the cons. Now, when I originally got this device, I had a major issue. See, when I think I figured out what the problem was that I was doing. See, when I tried to put my music on here originally, I was going for Windows Media Player, syncing up the device, and then from there, transferring them to there. Now, this seemed to bring them into my files, which is the actual hardware, the 4 gigabytes memory. But it was not bringing them into my music category. I only had one song that was preloaded on there that you could actually listen to without having to like click individual songs, going through a bunch of file problems. But now I figured out the problem. What I did is I skipped Windows Media Player entirely and went straight from my computer's music folder from ripping the CDs, and then opened up my computer and opened up my actual music player. Clicked on the audio folder, and put the music in there. Don't put them in the music folder, put them in the audio folder, because that is where they play. Continuously, anyway. I'm turning off the device real quick. Maybe, let me see if I can get the pictures, just see if you can see the pictures real quick. Let's see. Oh, and this thing accepts JPEG pictures. So you can tilt the image decently. See, it's kind of bright because it's my computer. I say I bring in this is an image of Killzone 2. Quite decent picture. Especially on mine. Look better on mine than the screen, but whatever. So, yeah. The only cons was the troubles that I had and the lack of battery. Now, the battery lasts 8 hours in standby. But when you have the screen on, this thing lasts 2 hours. And this thing did not come with the accessories to charge it in wall outlets. So I have to keep my computer to charge it. Good thing I'm on the computer playing my video games a lot, or that would be a lot of trouble. Definitely. So, that's about the only con I can give you. So, I give this device a 4 out of 5. Reason for only giving it a 4 out of 5 is the lack of battery and the troubles I had starting up with it, and the lack of accessories. So other than that, very good device, very interesting device, and I'll be doing some more tech reviews later in the week, maybe in a bit, I don't know. It all depends when I have free time. Alright, so this is Greenwolf 83 signing out.